Great Barrier Reef. At over 1,400 miles long, it is the world's largest living structure. It is located off the coast of Queensland, Australia, and is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. The reef brings in over 2 million visitors each year and generates about 5 to 6 billion Australian dollars per year. Often regarded as the rainforest of the ocean, it is the most diverse ecosystem underwater, and arguably the most important. About 10% of the world's total fish species can be found within the Great Barrier Reef, along with countless other marine species. So this seems like the type of thing we would want to protect, right? Unfortunately, the reef faces many threats. Of these threats, one of the most unsettling is ocean acidification. Ocean acidification is the lowering of the ocean's pH level, causing it to be more acidic overall. Certain chemical reactions, including those essential for life, are very sensitive to small changes in pH. The ocean's average pH is currently about 8.1, which is a drop from about 8.2 since the Industrial Revolution. It's predicted that the ocean's pH will drop to about 7.7 by 2100 if current trends continue. So what causes ocean acidification? Well, the short answer is CO2. When CO2 enters the ocean, it reacts with seawater to create carbonic acid, or H2CO3. Carbonic acid then breaks down into hydrogen plus ions and bicarbonate ions, or HCO3-. Greater levels of hydrogen ions are also characteristic of higher acidity, so the hydrogen ions released lower the ocean's pH. But why are these extra hydrogen ions a problem? Well, to answer that, we have to look at what corals make their hard skeletons out of, calcium carbonate. Coral polyps will take carbonate from seawater and bind it with calcium to make their reef-building structures. Carbonate, however, has a stronger attraction to hydrogen ions than to calcium, so that abundance of hydrogen means bad news bears for coral reefs. When coral can't get enough carbonate from seawater, their hard skeletons begin to lose integrity and become more fragile. Unfortunately, they were already fragile to begin with, especially staghorn coral where a lot of fish find their shelter. Due to ocean acidification, the chances of coral getting damaged is much higher than it had been previously. Normally, a certain amount of damage to coral skeletons is normal, especially when it's caused by reef dwellers looking for food or shelter. This is a process known as bioerosion. With these weaker skeletons, however, coral is unable to grow fast enough to keep up with the damage. This is why ocean acidification is so unsettling. Normally, coral reefs would be able to recover from other threats like damage by fishing gear or even bleaching, but since they cannot properly replenish themselves, coral populations are suffering. The only way to truly save this amazing ecosystem is to reduce our carbon dioxide emissions and work towards having more sustainable lifestyles as a species and cohabitants of the Earth.